117. Dang. Dropped here. So this level here, 1 to 13 stop. Just not pushing through. There's just nothing on the scanners. So everybody's watching this one, I suppose. Let's look here, 1.1 million shares. There's only one split. The foreign company, though. To get back over 190. Yeah, I know. I went twice as big. Twice as big. Just missed the breakout here.
Oh, shit.
That's a good question. Again, resistance at the 124, 125 level. It's getting kind of thick. I think I'm pissed because I missed the initial break over that 110. So I can feel those emotions. You know, they're just telling me, you missed it. Now you're chasing it.
This dude's like a fucking baby adult. Like, he's so fucking weird.
124. I want this to break to 125. Got to hold this level here at 1. We're sort of developing an uptrend here. Come on, let's break that 125. Trying to break it. 125 now. One 140 would be nice.
I don't get how this fucking closed P&L was only fucking pennies when it showed like $6-7.
We're sort of retesting the 120s, it looks like.
Garbage ass stock.
I have to flush this thing. Just pull back up over the 120s here. Dang it. Come on, come on. Oops. Oh, shit. All right, something screwed up here. What in the hell? All right, give me a second, folks. Well, first of all, where's my position? Okay, stand by, folks. I'll be right back.
This dude is straight fucking ass, dude. Oh, what did I do? Oh, no. We don't close anything out. We just shut the stream off. Wait till it comes back so they don't have to listen to him freaking yapping at me about how I'm fucking terrible at this day trading. So fucking trash. Let's change the channel. This guy ain't it. We need DJ back.
Our Memorial Day sales are officially underway. I became very emotionally compromised and triggered trading this yesterday because it was very difficult to trade. So I'm going to just not trade it today. For one, it's backside. For two, it's too high a price, too high a risk, bigger spreads,
Backside?
high risk on it. So I'll leave it alone. Particularly, it doesn't even have bigger spreads today. But I'm going to leave it alone. It accelerates. Okay.
Got 5-cent spreads.
Do a little swing trade.
12-cent.
Yeah, do a little more experience. Okay, I'll get that. I'm not gonna mess with that up. MNTS, yeah, it's still holding. Technically, it's holding. It's still accelerating up. I think it's been a looking at the 5-minute chart. Let's you guys over, check it out. Day trade dash, the 5-minute chart is steady grind, steady moving up. So I can see a swing trade on that for sure. But I'm not a swing trader. That's my alarm. It's 2-minute warning to the top of the hour. It's getting all messed up. But that's a 2-minute warning top of the hour. Rise, you can get vigilant. I'm using Webull Screener that I have shown here on the YouTube live stream. You want to make sure you refresh the page and get the whatever's popping show up there. We're sitting tight and being patient. Like I said, I'm not going to be a street trade MNTS. Being patient. Wait for that one setup. I don't see anything obvious at 7 a.m. In a hotter market, guys. This is a huge. 7 a.m. could be a huge opportunity. Never anticipate. I have a lot of big losses trying to anticipate that move. Wait till you get confirmation on time it sells. But if something's obvious, let's say we had something starting to accelerate around 6 a.m., 6:30, 7 a.m., those traders are going to be excited. They can't trade until 7 a.m., so it's kind of like a pre-market open. You're going to get a massive volume spike. Something can really get a nice pop. You can almost have your get a real good cushion. You see Ross do that a lot of times. So at the moment, I'm not seeing anything that looks particularly interesting that meets the 5-pillar stock selection. FLG, it's pulled back way too much. I do have it here on my watch list here. It's pulled back too much. NNBC actually accelerated up this morning. I have on the watch list. It's not good. Same as AEMD I'm watching. All right, it's 7 a.m. IP. WR. Wait, what a nice pop. Unfortunately, with all pop drop, kind of slammed up against VWAP and slammed back down. It's not almost like MNTS, I'm not going to touch it. It's accelerating us again. High is 22.97, so man, this is right in my tummy. It's tough to. $21.77. Sorry, I misread that. Alright. Actually, it doesn't even have bigger spreads. It's got tight spreads, 2.5 million shares going through right now. Support at 2080. Since at 22 is hitting resistance. Okay, so it's hitting that resistance. Big resistance at 22. Big seller there. Seller. See it hitting that seller. They move their order and they accelerate. I'm going to wait and see how it holds its move. I want to see. I'll fight it. Here we go. Let's see if it gives an opportunity. Okay, so 22.43. So there's a big seller there. Big seller at 22. They move the order. They hit the order. Make sure you use your time to sell level 2. Nice acceleration on this one. Nice acceleration at 7 a.m. I'm waiting for a 1-minute pullback. I want to see how it holds. I want to see if it's going to just do a roll. Or it's going to give us another leg up. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to jump in this trade. I want to see it for itself. Support $21.99. Open small, not a lot.
It's got room to 26 now there, Bob.
That would have worked out. It's going to take a starter with that pullback. I wasn't on the wrong channel. So nonetheless, I missed that good entry. I would have taken a starter there at that pullback. Now the support moved up. I like to see that. Support's holding just under. Nope, not a good entry on that one. Support at 2080. Yeah, I saw support there. I guess if I would have looked better. Okay, Ross trade.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
Ross trade. 2. 21. Nice support area. Fine. Braces. Since that much 1,250. Back. Spread. We're at 2050. 9 average support there. Basically. See how close I can get. I'm gonna try to get a trade off the 9s. Sellers off that support. That seller's not moving that order down. My channel. Tighter spread there. Back to nice. Gotta have to accelerates. Accelerates up. Pop. Start selling into this pop. Watch the time and sells. God, if I got the entry.
Oh my gosh.
So there we go. There we go. Watch the time and sells. I'm gonna sell into this by a day. Got a nice pop there. Hit right into that seller. The seller
was
their order.
fucking
Wow,
weak.
they're
Freaking.
quite far away. I'm gonna wait. Looking for a micro pullback too. This one's tough. Tight spreads now. Spreads tightened up. I love it. Reset. For a micro pullback. Nice pullback. Let's see if we get acceleration off that pullback. About
34, 32, 26.
I'm gonna leave it alone. This one's tricky. Too much on it.
Jesus, this thing is super lightning fast.
2190. Exponential. Black. I don't see resistance. It's quite far away. 2250. Or 22. Acceleration. Supports building 22.
Does he not know this is freaking?
Have your one get a real good cushion. See Roth do that a lot of times. So at the moment, I'm not seeing anything that looks particularly interesting that meets the 5 pillar stock selection. FLG, it's pulled back way too much. I do have it here on my watch list. It's pulled back too much. NNBC actually accelerated up this morning. I have it on the watch list. It's
AMSS.
Same as AEFB watching. All right, it's 7 a.m. IP. Bar. Quick, what a nice pop.
You solve problems before downtime is. So when you need
Apple
rebuild
is
more from your production, it's
Been up on the day. It is obvious. This is the 4th leading gapper in the market. We got penny stock. GX, AS. Oh, they just came out with news, the Fade and the Flyer. So they reposted that news. Looks like a repost to kind of fan it, get people to jump in. Doing a little pullback. I see support at just 23. I'm going to take a start. There's some good acceleration. 20. There's some nice support level on the level 2. Oh, let's jump out. Oh, I should have held it. I jumped out. Support left.
Yeah, because AMSF fucking got too expensive too quick.
Acceleration off like pullback, tighter spreads. Sell into this pop. Nice pop. Jump out of that one. Sell into that pop and leave this one alone. We got dispersed attention. AMSS is accelerating up. What a nice pop. That's why.
1224. 1111.
Beverage, alcohol supplies. Oh, man. That's much.
It hit 1050. Did not hold.
That's kind of blaming the fire, blaming the news here. I'm gonna guess what this person. TS is still up. That's pull it back.
Yeah. It went from 4 to fucking 10.
Just traded up percent. Everything gap in the market.
Memphis is still cruising.
Back. With the break 24. Got the seller around 24 for micro pullback or weight.
1107. Opened at 1111.
Nice pop. Sell it to this pop. Pop. Back, wait, put it back. I don't feel comfortable taking big size with MNTS. I'll keep my size small. I don't feel comfortable taking big size with it. I got started off, got beat up a little on it. Kind of navigating the see obvious in the half and hold dollar resistance areas, especially for the last trade there. It got a nice small little pop out of that. It's kind of turned into a grinder. TS is kind of grinding up.
Coin Poker hosts monthly poker tournaments open to the community. No account verification required.
ASTI. ASTI with the lukewarm leaves. Look like we have much volume here, but it's picking up. We're breaking yesterday's highs. Not sure what it means here. There's not much volume though. UZX. Back to 11 again. That's the spot I'd be interested in. I was
It's got size.
We got a lot of dispersed attention. See people are jumping around. AMSS, I'm going to probably jump back on that. That's breaking highs. Top leading gapper is obvious. ASCI, not obvious enough. AMSS. Top. High day. Nice curl. Nice push. AM. Sorry, that 8. Yeah, AMSS. Okay, you see how 1250, the half and whole dollar resistance area? Like I said, if you would have bought right underneath 1249, you'd be in trouble right now. Quite a pullback. Want to do that? That's a huge pull. That's a 50-cent loss. I'm waiting till it holds. It didn't hold. 1250 is the high right now. I want to see it pop. It's not the average, obvious. It does look breaking news. It's hit my $5 stock selection screener. Okay, so that's another reason I can know what to trade, how quickly I can jump on something based off of that alert sound. Sorry guys, I haven't really looked at the chat much. Yeah. NTS, like I said, I don't feel comfortable sizing up on that. It's a tricky trade. I've been beat up on it yesterday, and I told myself I wouldn't trade it. I got some little profit on it and navigated. I got some on it as well. I'm watching AMSS, looking for opportunity. I want to see a pop at 1250 accelerate. Nice. Wow, what a quick pop. 13. Acceleration. Nice.
92.
$13.72 quite a day.
1250. How is he freaking?
Nice pop. So into this pop. Nice pop. Nice acceleration. Wow. Wow, nice acceleration.
Two spending. Right there would have been the best entry. 9, but that's 12. This thing's got room to freaking $17. 1401, 13. $62. 31. Low. I need something not so pricey, dude. 2 days in a row.
Blood flow does not equal arousal. That's what Blue Chew Gold is here to solve. This 4-in-1 formula.
AMSS. This one's gonna be a coulda, shoulda, woulda. Ross is getting back in on this. On to 16, right? I feel like getting back in to hit the 16, but I could get back in, it hits 16, and it falls below my entry. So
You just sound stupid. I'm gonna go to 17. Then it's a blue sky setup above 17.
That nice dip. 14. No nice pop. Major top once again on the 1 minute chart. MACD going flat, curling negative. Yeah, MACD's across. Excellent, excellent. Thanks for sharing. Test. You guys can't test. I'm probably talking lower. I'm just kind of in the zone. I apologize. Like I said, I'll look into the situation, but when I use external speakers on my MacBook, it seems to work good. Probably because my volume is lower, talking a little lower. Okay, so yes, but I have laptop external speakers. Okay, yeah, so that's, try to use external speakers if you can. Maybe a headset until I can dive into figuring out how to drive. I know it's an issue. Well, get into that. Look into it. Got a nice pop. Just using half a whole dollar resistance areas. Looking at support. Literally just trading off level 2. I got a bigger loss in there. Was able to relatively small. It's pulling back. I can see that reversal indicator that's with the top on the 1 minute. It's a lot. It's a sign of reversal. Ramping my foot. I guess I don't necessarily need to stand. I did my run and I can take a seat here. Got a nice little profit on the day, just out of nowhere. Looking at this symbol here, AMSS, does not have breaking news. It's a U.S. company. Beverage and alcohol. Okay, supplies, alcohol, supply, beverages. All right. I did see MNTS did put out a new headline. They may be just trying to pump that SpaceX headline to give the IPO. It definitely worked. They got a nice pop and acceleration with that one. Excuse me. Got a nice pop and acceleration with that. And,
You made $1,700 on that.
I can scroll negative. AMSS, I can scroll negative. At one point, it's up over 300%. I'm not sure why this accelerated up so quickly. I don't see breaking news on it. Oh, it's a recent IPO? Oh, it's a very recent IPO. I was just so in the zone on the time it sells level 2 that I didn't even look at the chart. It's a very an unfortunate IPO doesn't doing a little bounce with the trade. Got up to 15, so it almost got to all-time highs. It's a little hard, which most times that's what IPOs. Sometimes they do. Yeah, it is.
Take this bastard short around 15.
Yeah, this one was tricky. I was looking at support on level 2. That's how I was trading that. I was trying to get a good entry on the support. It was really tough to get an entry on this one. The spreads were spreading out. The spreads was oscillating. See, right now the spread's 1 cent spread right now. And then it was oscillating. So I was trying to. It gets really tricky, and you get the idea why you want to build an instinct. I got one big loss there. I've got some nice, good profits, but I was able to clean up the loss. $400 loss, stripped it down to a $250 loss. Not too, just over $250. So really not.
FTMO is trading. Your favorite platform out with FTMO. Start challenge now.
Hey, I appreciate that commentary there. Thanks a lot. And I really appreciate that positive support. It is a lot to trade live, guys. It's so much harder to try to trade with a live audience. I appreciate everyone helping me out when I miss stuff. Definitely really appreciate the positive support. It definitely goes a long way. I'm going to screenshot and put that in my big bucket of when I'm feeling low, I'll read that. So that it definitely helps. All right, got something hitting the screen there.
LGHL.
LFBN. I'm going to just swing over and look at it really quick. Not interested in trading. Doesn't have breaking news, not obvious. Up 18%. No liquidity. Doesn't have any liquidity. Getting some LGHL, low price, penny stock, accelerate. I don't see breaking news. Once again, doesn't meet the 5-pillar stock selection. I'm not going to trade it. And you can kind of see the idea with what's happening with AMSS. It's just slam into the ground now. That the tension's kind of off of it. Yeah, this one, like I said, this one was a tough one because the spread was oscillating on AMSS, and I was watching that oscillating spread. And I was watching liquidity as I was trying to get that good exit, the entry, as the price was pulling into that support area. And sometimes I got a good entry, and sometimes I just didn't.
They got a split coming up in June.
And I think one time I got the spread oscillated on me, and I got a really bad fill to one of those orders. But mostly I was getting really good. Watching the volume. All right, so LGHL, pull it up and watch it. It's accelerating quite nicely. I don't see breaking news on it. It doesn't meet the 5-pillar stock selection. I'm not interested in trading. I'm just going to watch it. It's accelerating up. It's up 68%. Up the chart. So I'm not going to take a trade. It doesn't meet 5 pillars. I got a nice position on there. I don't want to get my profit back, so I didn't wait. I felt like I did get my one good trade. And I'm probably not going to size up again. LGHL is really accelerating up. Let's see where it goes. Is it going to break above 2? A lot of times we get this nice momentum and it slams right underneath 2. It hits the floor. It goes right back down. 150. Nice. See how it's hit that 150 level? So if you would have bought it 149, you'd be in trouble right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, you'd be in trouble.
You'd be in trouble.
Okay, excellent. All right, Eli. Sorry you're red, man. Glad you recorded it. You can go over it. Do better.
NHIC warrant.
All right. Nice work, Tony. Supposed to, man. Yeah, that's phenomenal. Really paying attention to those half and whole dollar areas there. Nice job, Tony. Nice job. Thanks for posting. Thanks for sharing. You're getting a lot better. A lot better over time.
It's pretty spready.
Keep working. Keep on that track record. Okay, thanks for sharing that, George. 150 is the 200. Like I said, I'm not interested in trading this particular symbol. I'm just watching it, see if it accelerates. That's a brutal rejection. Once again, case in point. If you would have bought it 149, you're in serious trouble now. See why you wait for it to hold? I don't even know what particular member told me where they were buying at the 49. You see in the hotter market, you see, as I said, that your experience will be your best teacher. Do not buy if it doesn't break the half a whole dollar and hold. See, right now that's a huge swing for such a low price. What was that? 149 down to 119. That's why it's so important, guys, to make sure it lets itself above that half whole dollar area. Don't get caught trying to buy underneath that, thinking that it's going to hold. Because that's your max loss, by the way. That's how when I say I'm playing my exit first. If it pops above the half dollar and I buy for a micro pullback, then it flutters and then it immediately drops below the half dollar, I get out. Okay, we got something popping up. NCEL. Let's go take a look at it. It doesn't have any liquidity, but it's accelerating. I saw it pop and accelerating up. Unfortunately, this is popping up.
No.
Something freaking new. Close to high. THL. Oh man. What never changed.
Damn. That's an account buster right there for somebody.
You know what? I'm not going to change. So NCEL didn't pan out. It's tight right now. It's tight. ASTI did not do anything. I'm gonna watch this. AMSS. Just under 13. Got a high of 1543. You can see how the high is right in those half $1 area. That's really key. You want to always pay attention to where those are at. MNTS, just under 23. It's right at $23 a share with a high of 24.40. Unfortunately, on MNTS, you can see that gravestone doji. Let's swing over at it. Just look at it since I'm talking about it. I see ANF, but I'm not going to trade it. It doesn't provide full stock selection. I see it there. So I'm speaking about MNTS here. On if you look at the 5-minute chart on MNTS, you see that gravestone doji. See that reversal indicator? Reversal indicator there. Volume profile. 1 minute. Don't have multi-chart alignment. The 5-minute. We got larger selling coming out right after that. Gravestone doji, as we talked about in the pre-trading masterclass, what to look for reversal indicators. See them live here in the market. Today, okay, we got too big of a float. Today, like I said, I thought it was highly probable that I was going to be using the half $1 resistance areas for my trading using level 2, and that's kind of what I did. Got a nice profit, nice cushion on the day. My goal now is to not give anything back. I'm going to keep my share size reduced. At one big losing trade, $250 loser, biggest loser of the day so far, I think. So yeah, I'm managing my risk pretty well. My winners are almost 2 to 3 or 4 times bigger than my winners. I'm sorry, my winners are 2 times bigger than my losers. That's want to be.
Not really. I mean, you're one loser. At one point, you were.
It's like MNTS is doing a little curl. I'm going to leave MNTS alone. It's the price range is certainly outside my comfort zone. I got some profit on it. Fumbled a few trades.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible. Taking that kid. Interesting. Can it generate reports?
It can now.
And you're saying we can all build apps now?
Right, that's peace.
I'm on lunch.
I gotta make a call. Just built an inventory tracker.
Protein calculator. Fuck there an app. A workflow manager. That's right.
Quit.
Right, nice trade there. And EDD. Close. Don't sit back, be patient. No real breaking news out today. MNTS did post, but to me it looks like a kind of post.
Status. Oh, someone just fucking rock through there.
LGHL. Daily highs there, 160. Top. That's a brutal rejection though. So I recovered that tweezer top. Got new high of 160. Support got some resistance 165. I don't like to see that. It's got support at 120 way too far outside the price. I don't like to see that either. I can get sooner. So be wary of these lower price stocks. There's generally always bigger sellers on them. And as you can see, the swings that it's taken is pretty common for these kind of stocks. It's another reason I don't trade them. They're highly risky. That's my best. I know that helped for me to speak loud and clear for the volume. I'm going to try to keep that in mind. I know I'm very soft spoken, and sometimes I'm just whispering to myself. Another reason
Dang, that's way too big.
I try to keep that in mind and speak nice and loud and clear. Help. All right, nice acceleration on LGHL. I'm just watching it, not interested in taking any trades on it. It doesn't meet the $5 stock selection. I'm just looking at what's obvious, watching the momentum roll into it. ISPC, no liquidity, not enough volume, but I do see it accelerating up. I am still watching LGHL. It's got that seller at 65. It's hitting that seller. Excuse me, they moved their order. Okay, now they moved it. Okay, now it's turning into a hidden seller. You guys see that hidden seller there? 162. That's on 8,000 share seller, something like that. 5, 6, 6, and 8,000 share seller pop up there real quick. Look at the time to sells. See the cells coming through? So you got flash in red. This huge big flash in the red. And look at the price. These are tricky. Like I said, there's always bigger sellers on these lower price stocks, so I just made the choice just not to trade them. So I'm not going to mess with them. And they don't meet the $5 stock selection. That's the reason they don't. Once again, if it's time to entry, swings on the lower price of the brutal because you take bigger share size. You take pretty big positions on these for lower price. SPIC is trying to do a little something here, doing a little dance, doing a little shaking and baking. Take a look at it. It doesn't have breaking news. Most of these are not having news. Just kind of looking at the momentum. It doesn't have liquidity. That's the reason I didn't pull it up before. So it's only up 10% on the day. I saw it pop up maybe it start to get obvious, but it's not looking like the case. I'm going to go for that one. Back over to LGHL. So I don't actually touch my keyboard. I never touch my keyboard. I'm using an Apple script. Well, I have an Apple script. Interested in the Apple script. It's in the learning library in the briefing. If you're in the Macaverse, you can use an Apple script to right click in your screener, run the Apple script, and it'll post it. It'll paste it into your broker potentially. At least C Pro. I know it works for sure. If you're interested in that, you can head over to the briefing and select the pin at the top. You can get all the briefing where I talk about that. Looks like LGHL is potentially flirting with breaking this high days at 165. It's coming up around 155. Accelerate back up. That's pretty brutal swings on it. Not interested in trading it, just watching it. Just seeing where the liquidity is at. It's got a nice volume, 14 shares. Shares traded. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right. MTS is curling. Yeah. I'm not interested in trading MTS because it just got too big of on the 5-minute volume profile after that doji candle. I'm sorry, after that gravestone doji candle. This too big a selling came out. Looks like it's potentially recovering that, potentially. High of 24.40. I'm just going to leave that alone for the rest of the day. Even if it starts going parabolic, I feel like me being triggered on it yesterday. My first trade on it today was a loser. I'm shaking out of it a bit simple. I got all my profits
T's another
AMSS. Got some really nice trades on AMSS. I stepped up to the plate there with my last trade.
And it is
last night
tanked
from $14 to awesome.
I'm up to 81, 94. So it's got nothing really for freaking volume on it, though. That thing could really scream if people actually pile in that fucker.
We're talking about us. I'll watch this. Swing over. MNTS, like I said, it's curling back up. It's kind of grinding its way back up. Not really accelerating back up.
Ooh.
INPC. Trying to stand the
fight. A big buyer on at 80.
Trying to stand the fight. Not looking good. ISPC is blocking with his face. Stop blocking with your face. It's grinding. It's popping. Still no liquidity. It's up just under 20%. The whole four did not hold for. I'm not going to be interested in trading. It's got to get obvious. It's got to come up a little higher. I want to see at least 500,000 shares into it. And the price action on
there's shit popping all over the fucking place, but nothing worth a fuck.
It's a risky symbol. I don't need to take a risk. It's got a hollow book level 2. So there's a lot of issues with it where I'm not trading. So I'm just kind of walking you guys through. It is popping. It is jumping. I'll throw it on my watch list. NTS, Berlin, flirting with $24 a share. It's grinding though. Grinding. If you look at the 5-minute volume profile on MNTS.
How? It's got 25 million shares already?
ISPC.
Oh, heck no. 25 million shares and I think I've only done this. I guess it's been grinding all day.
Stock collection. Not particularly interested in trading MNTS because it's kind of turning into a grinder.
Out. There it goes again.
A grinder. It's flirting with getting above 24 with a counter deck.
I hope it's going to have massive.
So high of 24.40. Just under 24, just above 20. Yes.
Low flow. I should just start screaming.
LGHL, equal flag. Yeah, you don't want to do that on a low price stock though. But that doesn't have that minimum because the bull flag is going to need trade off support area. And you don't want to do that on low price because it's always going to have. Like I said, I don't want to speak in absolutes, but most of the time, 19 out of 20 times, you have really try to grab that bull flag and get ripped out. As you've been seeing the price action on LGHL, backs, sellers are coming out. That's typical. Okay, sometimes that's what it takes. I see your post. AMSS is going to be my only trade today. Okay, excellent. $800 under one trade. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. Excellent. So, yeah, AMSS is going to be my. I got a nice profitable day on it. I think this officially puts me back to my all-time highs, by the way. Yeah, I said I was at my all-time high, but I misspoke. Kind of jumped from there. Way out of my draw now. After yesterday's. So we're sitting tight, being patient with the overall market. Market's giving a little opportunity. It's once again still you can kind of see how.
And salute to Carvana. Ugh, that was too convenient.
It's a great offer. What's wrong, John?
I set aside a week to sell my car, Clarence. I haven't had free time since 2006.
Isn't free time a good thing?
They pick it up tomorrow and they pay me on the spot. What am I supposed to do with all this time?
Could you visit a museum?
All week?
You could learn Italian?
Ho venduto la mia macchina a Carvana.
I just sold.
No, you gotta get the end. Loss. I think there was one point I was unrealized. I was down like $1 there on AMSS unrealized. I think I saw that. So yeah, you want to watch that. So you want to make sure to be patient and get the idea of that one trade, that one setup. And what can happen too is you could get in, get to see your setup, see this symbol accelerate, given those ranges. That you become emotionally compromised by adding too heavy at the top. You know, grabbing, it's accelerating up. You get all excited. You want to use your leverage, grab heavy. Next thing you know, it slams down at 57 cents. Not only do you go flat on the day, your profits have a strong potential of a red on the day. AMSS, speaking of AMSS, it's like it's doing a little curl, but it's below VWAP, so it's still a little VWAP break. Pull back quite a bit. 1543 is the highest, just under 12 right now. I'm not gonna put it up. It is on my watch list. I'm watching it. ISBC should take off my watch list. Round trip back below VWAP. NTS to be back. MTS is pulling back quite a bit. Everything seems to be pulling back. This is pulling back. AMSS is pulling back. Couldn't hold that VWAP. ASTI, just not a liquidity on it, not high enough, not obvious enough. ISPC, pull back, trade that. LGHL, pull back as well. Yeah, and you see during that time, if you're using day trade dash, it's lighting up like crazy. It's popping. Things are jumping. Scanners are going crazy right at that time. So in a hotter market, it's going to be constantly like that. So if you're kind of bending your rules, you're going to get tricked. You're going to end up jumping in something that doesn't meet your rules. You're going to have a big loss. BRTX, low price penny stock. It looks like it's accelerating up, higher float as well. I don't trade penny stocks, but it's accelerating up the charts now. It's going up 70%. BRTX, low price penny stock, trading at about 40 cents a share. 11 million shares traded at almost 19, 20 million float. Not pulling up, I don't trade penny stocks, but just being aware of what's moving in the market. You always want to be aware of the overall market. You don't want to get tunnel vision. Because if a penny stock starts accelerating up the chart, you want to know that so you don't take dip trades or whatever you're trading, you want to pull back on it because it's likely to aggressively pull back. AMSS up just under 200%. I think they had a high today of over 200%, so that's nice. It's a hot market. Got a nice profit on the day. Take advantage of AMSS acceleration up. Very difficult to trade. Wasn't easy. Got a little chopped out of it. Spreads was oscillating, and that you'll see that in a hotter market. So the spread is going to come tight and it's going to spread apart. Come back tight and spread apart. So when you're going to buy your position, make sure you watch your spread and don't buy it when the spreads are moving apart. Make sure the spread's coming tighter and closer to zero. And that's what I was watching too. So Yeah, it takes a while. See what their brain's gonna take it just to get spread. Yeah, it does take a little bit. Good morning, Anthony. Welcome. Yeah,
I swung that.
a little bit. Wait, I didn't work for me. I just focused on one thing at a time. I knew I had 20 things I needed to correct, but I couldn't correct them all at once. Worked on one at a time. Fix them on the next. I'm sorry, he said C. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Spread. So, like I said, every day, and then VIP masterclass, any. So I'm just pulling back into my support area. I watched the spread, and the spread normally was tightening up around 3 cents. And then when it accelerated, the spread would sometimes push out and push apart. It would go up to 15 to 17 cents out. I noticed it was doing that. So that's another reason I didn't want to buy as it's accelerating, because it fills you at the top. And I did that once, and that's how I had my big loser. I kind of chased that a little bit. I jumped in at 2,000 shares. I was looking to try to get it, get a dip or something. I just got beat up by the spread there. It'll be a lot higher than I wanted.
I'm in TS, dude. It's too much. Apps has got too big of a float.
Tight.
Everything's either too expensive, too cheap.
I will say I don't see any A+ setups. A lot of symbols will hit the 5-player stock selecting screener, but it won't. We don't see a lot of breaking news out right now. A lot of continuation and a lot of just momentum. Higher price.
Oh, coloring lines too well.
Unlock the world's largest, most liquid financial market with Forex.com. Forex, or FX, involves trading one currency for another. It's a big deal with a daily turnover of $7.5 trillion. Forex markets are super liquid, ever-changing, and available 24/5. That means one thing: potential trading opportunities. Discover these potential opportunities with Forex.com. Explore 80+ FX pairs and act decisively with leading platforms, exceptional execution, and low costs. Build your knowledge with comprehensive educational tools, videos, and webinars. Open a free demo account and learn the ropes in a risk-free environment. Take advantage of expert analysis, live commentary, and elite charting. Experience the pinnacle of
BRTX is a low price penny stocks trading at 53 cents a share, 18 million share flow, or plus or minus. Nearly 40 million shares of volume traded. A lot of volume. Excellent. Ross racked up 20K on AMS. Awesome. That is awesome. He's the master at really taking advantage of that liquidity as something accelerating up. He knows how to get aggressive. One of those. I didn't really step up to the plate today. I was confident. Didn't have fresh breaking news. I did step up 5,000 share, but it's not my max finish. Yeah, big fan of that though. Awesome. Wonderful to watch him do that live. But if you're a new trader, it's tough. It can be very tough. Try to learn his style. The best way for me was to break it down and learn minutes at a time. And my Steve Athlete deck really helped with speed. I don't think I could ever be as fast as Ross with the board, or it would take me more than 9,000 hours of practice. So Steve Athlete deck really.
We were all missing Logan, not just myself, but everybody, neighbors, and friend that worked at a printing place.
Ooh.
She helped me print this out. He actually goes everywhere with us. He goes to birthday parties.
I try to give it to candles.
I want to see there's a new scanner. I say, are these like
yes.
But nothing.
Hopefully no one got caught in that. You're not trading that backside after that 24-40 buyout.
QTTB getting some attention. QTTB on low volume with French news.
Jeez, dude, that is fucking rips to 990, dude, and then back to 8. Like that's over $1 swing, bro.
How to trade that?
Bounce.
Try to trade that.
Using that chart resets.
Ride, dive, bleed, die. The hotter market, you got to know what you're looking for. Know the warning signs.
I love that for you, Candyman. Good job.
I'm sitting tight. I'm watching this one.
I've been choosing the
really nice acceleration so right now. Not kind of
Top and Tail City.
Other that
890s walled.
yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah. Price action, accelerate up and slam all the way back down. Negative okay, now it's back up. Not today, no sir. Once, JP14. Once, JP14. I'm not messing with it. I'll be, don't you look for how Well, off the progress. One trade, especially if you size up, because this one has got catalyst private placement. For that pass, size up heavy, it's gonna go from 10 to 11, 12. Next thing you know, instantly flashes down 2 points, down $8, down $8. Then they're staring at it. Eyes.
Volume light on QTTB.
Headlights.
Real light.
Back.
And sells easy to borrow.
It's a hard thing to talk about.
No.
It's reality. It's
nice.
A lot of time generating a reality. You have to kind of blow the mind.
Candyman, what happened?
Yeah, I wasn't interested. I saw this curl. I was like, how hard the does have multi-turn line.
Here comes the gambler.
Let it go by. Trade. Trying to dance in the street. Trying to dance in the street.
What's going on with that new friend? I fell into the intersection. 7 minutes. 7 minutes.
Based out.
Earlier than
Big spreads. More moving.
Spreads tightening.
945.
Size small. Flush it out on me. Flush out once. Still having it come down.
Box trade choppy.
Make sure I'm trading.
990.
Fire coming out on it.
950's got a break. 940. The flush. 967 the high. There's a gap fill back to fucking $21 on this thing.
Stock is up 30% on 750,000 shares. They have a $55 million private placement. See the gap here? There's a nice gap to fill. We have room maybe to 16. Or is it 200?
911.
We're past the 200. And looking at that. 37 is going to be resistance. We're past that. I like the cap too. This is a US company.
There we go. Got a high of 10.
Specifically,
Selling into that strength.
Injected. 5, 10, 16. $3,000 shares right there. 10, 11. It's pretty choppy. Rolling over a bit. A good freaking volume though.
All out.
Oh, you did.
1033.
The daily's just kind of it's really messy.
It's a deep dive.
Damn, he just lost $820. Fucking went big size. Ugh. Oh boy, I'm glad I didn't fuck with that. Right here would have been the best spot, but
Wow, just that crazy.
damn, he went red on the day. Holy shit. $236 red. He was up 1,700. Oh, buddy.
Right now, see how easy. It's easy coming to go. Wow.
Wow.
Size up.
Oh, Apps has got too big of a flow for the fucking thing. No. Not it. UTTB Hoth. Enjoy some Hoth. 53,000 share seller though. I do not enjoy that. Right out the rip. Yeah. He lost his balls off. Candyman freaking made money. Yep. Bought at 990. Sold at 954. Oh, you eat too much food yesterday, dude? You puking last night? That doesn't have that. Has nothing to do with it. So does that smell? Puking last night, girl. What? All right. Oh, watching stocks do nothing that I like. AMSS was the only one, and I freaking. No, we're good.
Okay.
You feeling better?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
And I need one sock. I want my sock.
Yeah. AMS just sold off. That thing just went from 4 to like 9. Off is strong. Yeah.
Get my thoughts. I'm pretty frustrated myself. I no better than sizing up like that after having a nice cushion, nice profitable day. Risking flat or red on days, now flat day, not red. So let's gain back all of my profits. Just like small because I'm going to flush out. I can set that. Say less is not less, but I just got better to bring that. I got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's that way. I'm gonna sit back and take time out. Not trade, but MNTS is curling. Just gonna do that break. Straight. That's a good option. But trade MNTS, I don't. That's why. But it's doing a nice VWAP break. Then we got penny stocks accelerating up here. Well, it's going to be a smaller one trade. One guys. Championship rarely one mess up, size up heavy, and the wrong way. Luckily, I'm basically flat on the day. $200 down. $1,700 up on the day. $200 down. A big seller came out. I added 5,000 shares because it was support level. Seller hit that support really, really hard. I was trying to get out of it. But I told my way at the bottom. Market makers don't do you favors.
Didn't do it. So when it months on the boat, we've done wow.
That's what. But as you can see, the price fell at just 10, 33. It's right down all the support right there. Right to the 9. Like I said, that seller was just, they just hammered it. All the support levels, they just bought all the shares. So they didn't get me. That's what I was trying to do, is kill all the support. Obviously, that was a huge mistake. That turned out being a massive big. And then, like I said, I was trying to get out. Really well. It is what it is. Less now it's red day. So now I gotta trigger.
Yeah. Windows layout.
Start smashing my buy button. Bigger red day. It's like ISP is a little curl.
That's my shit. And I can see instantly.
Sellers on that one. And
fuck me up.
MNTS just did a little VWAP pop. Now it's back. Going back below VWAP. Rust level.
Mine keeps going to even Charlie comes. You make me big off the line. You didn't see me.
On MNTS. That was the first stock I traded. And I traded this right at 7 a.m. Still managed to lose on it. But I got in right here at 7 a.m., but I kept adding as it went higher. I thought this thing was really going to explode. And as it came back down, I stopped out and took a loss. So I was disappointed by that, but I lost $1,600 on the first trade. And then I got back in as it came back up here. I just moved this pointer. Sorry. I got back in right here, and then I lost again on it. So the first loss was $1,600. My max loss on the day is $5,000. I didn't hit my max loss, so I kept trading. And then AMSS hit my scanners. Now, I actually have my scanners on mute. Even though they have audio alerts, I had my scanners on mute. So this is the bell you can click, and you can turn them on. Well, I had my whole system on mute. So I didn't hear the alert that it started. But go back here. AMSS first hit the scanner at... Our first alert was at $5.56. Granted, the volume was light at that time, and there was no news on it, but that's when it first hit that scanner. We might have gotten an alert on the running up scanner sooner, but in any case, I'm not going to scroll back for it. So it hit the scanner. It started squeezing up a little bit. And it ends up giving us this first pop all the way up here to a high of 10. And so my first entry was on that pullback right there.
That should have been it.
$7,000. So with that, I was up $5,000 on the day after my loss from the first trade. Then it pulls back, and I get back in right here for the curl for the new high. And I found this little pullback right here, and my final trade was back. And this was actually my biggest position of the day. At that point, I had the most conviction. I felt like I was moving in the right direction. And so I was looking for that squeeze higher, and it stalled out. And I got out with, it's actually a small profit, but it could have been easily a loss. And so then I said, all right, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to leave it alone. And so with that, that was my last trade. And that was at about 7:22. So now it's been 1 hour exactly since my last trade. Now, I don't love it when I end up having these kind of long periods of no trade, like an hour. I would rather be taking trades every few minutes, like kind of keeps me like very active. But just as it sits right now, things have cooled off a bit. I have a monitor on the ground. So, this, by the way, is my portable USB monitor. So I just plugged in a USB cable, and then just like that, I've got my extra monitor here. So let's see, where we have a thumbs up. So we're at 1,200 thumbs up right now, which is going to be $1,200. So that'll put us up to about 25,000 that we're donating today for the Navajo Nation. So AMS, that's out of play right now. MNTS. That the drop is sort of sideways. I think what we might be best off doing at the moment is waiting to see if we have something that comes out with breaking news. One of the challenges with continuing to trade a stock like MNTS or AMSS is that at a certain point, it kind of feels like I'm trading the backside of the move. That we've already had. We've already had the big pop, and now it's just not as strong. I'm worried about that.
You got the GOAT live, dude?
My small account challenge, as a reminder, the plans that they'll begin at the end of next week. It is dependent on the brokers enabling trading without the $25,000 minimum, because I'm going to be resetting the account to $2,000. In fact, my account's already at $2,000. I've already set it to that. It's with a different broker. But right now it says I'm restricted from trading because I'm below the pattern day trader minimum. So I'm hoping that they're supposed to lift the minimum on Thursday, June 4th. And so Thursday, June 4th could be day one of the small account challenge. But it's possible that it'll not be till Friday the 5th or even Monday, the 6th, 7th, 8th. But it really depends on the broker. So the interesting things, I think, with this small account challenge is because it's not a cash account, I'm not restricted to one trade per day the way I typically would be, in the past when I've used a U.S. broker. So I can take a lot of trades each day, but is that the right decision? To take 30, 40 trades in one day? Well, with a commission-free broker, I could. I'm not sure that that's the right move. I think that what would be better is being patient, waiting to find one stock that's strong. And then today, for instance, I've got about 15 trades on AMSS, and I think that would be okay if I have 15 trades one day, and then maybe no trades the next day. But if I'm focusing not on the number of trades I need to take each day, but on waiting to find the strongest stocks each day, and then being aggressive on those. So it looks like we've got about 2,300 people streaming here on YouTube. So thank you guys for tuning in. Again, all of today's profits is getting donated to the Navajo Nation here in Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah. And I'm adding an extra $1 for each of you guys that hit the thumbs up. So I hope we can pretty easily get $2,300 from all of you guys hitting the thumbs up. And that'll get us up towards $26,000 that we're donating today. So we have about 2.5 minutes to the bottom of the hour. By the way, I should mention that for those of you guys on YouTube, YouTube inherently has a little bit of latency. For our members at Warrior Trading, where I'm streaming right now as well, I'm using an ultra low latency streaming server. We custom built our software. This is the software that we use that you can see on screen share here in the chat room. It's one of the windows inside this platform, so you can open the different chat rooms. But let's see my broadcast. So the broadcast coming through here, our platform is a little bit faster than what you get on YouTube. So if I do end up taking any trades here this morning, just know that what you hear is going to be a little bit delayed. So make sure you're not trying to blindly follow me. You should never do that anyways, but just as a reminder, make sure you're looking at the stock if you like it and executing a trade based on what you see right in front of you. Trade the chart and the level 2 right in front of you. Don't just blindly follow me or anyone else. Now, there's a lot of people out there that send out like text and email alerts, and they're trying to encourage you just to blindly follow them. And I'm against that. I don't think that that's a good recipe for long-term success. By the time you get the text alert, open your trading window. I mean, your minutes could be several minutes behind the initial entry from the alert. And if that alert is going to thousands of people, many people may have bought before you, and so you're kind of playing a game of chasing. I just don't think that's a recipe for long-term success. So I would advise against doing that. And I am trying to keep my voice down a little bit. It's still almost 5:30 here. All right, so we've got 30 seconds to the bottom of the hour. So as we approach the bottom of the hour, the scanners that I'm looking closely at are here, my low flow top gainer scanner.
Holy shit.
A small cap high day momentum scanner. And my top gainers scanner. So I look to see if something starts moving on the scanners right after the bottom of the hour. Because then there's a high likelihood that it's moving because there's some type of breaking news. So ASTI was in the scanner before the bottom of the hour. This is a solar company. I'm not really that interested in solar right now.
The GPU is walled at 7:20.
Now, the GPU is popping up. It's got a 10 million share float, as you can see right there. It also has very light volume.
We've seen a lot of graphic changes, which is very controversial. Some people agree, some people don't.
Astics 450.
STC is popping up.
ASTC. Break of 450. Break of 4. This is fucking me, dude. I can't do it. Design level 2. I have to have that.
Just a little bit. Running a broadcast to 2 places at the same time is probably slowing things down for me just a smidge.
It's holding 4. Okay. Got a spoof popping up.
So I'm still mentally on East Coast time, so it's not really a big deal for me to get up early.
450. 420. 420. 19. Got a high 471.
When it first happened, we worked on
445. 420 is the low.
So, yeah, I'm going to watch ASTC. But when you see big sellers, that does throw me off a little bit.
We actually get the chance to meet for the last.
I'm just going to close my Firefox browser. I think that's slowing things down a little bit here for some reason. So I go auto.
45.
So
More off.
what we're experiencing here is called a micro pullback. I'm going to buy the dip down here. And I'm looking for a quick pop back through. I would like to see this pop back through 450. So watching over 445, add it there. And now for a squeeze through 5. And I take a little profit off the table as we get up towards $5 a share. So that's a 24,000 share position.
I sold out early.
I always want to make sure I pay myself as it starts pushing higher. So I took my profit off just as we approached $5.
Maybe $100, I suppose.
That's a technical
$108.
setup called a 1 minute micro pullback.
I cannot fuck with this.
So now I'm going to watch to see if there's another trade. So now we're at $35,000 donating to the Navajo Nation today. I'm going to take a little more off the table for watching this. So what I like to do on the second trade, so add it back here with a break of 550 and looking for a squeeze up towards 6. So over 585 is the next add for me. Added there. Oops, so now big seller comes in, so I take my profit off the table. So I had profit there, but I ended up selling that for a loss. Not a big loss, but a small loss. Because all of a sudden a big seller came in there right around 575. So I just move out of the way, I just jump back out, and I can get right back in. You know, if this goes right back to 575 or 6, that's fine. But if it's not going to hold that level, then I just got to step off. So I pay attention to those big sellers. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go take a quick look at the SEC filing on this. So see, there's a 20,000 share seller there.
And then there's
So Astro Tech Corporation. So
there for the snipers. It could be really frustrating
at their P&L.
to just.
So they are losing money, but so they do have some assets. It can be a challenge trying to do this due diligence while trading at the same time.
They know somebody. What 1 nautical miles left on this flight?
So as we sit right now, have a high here, 70. But we note on the 10-second how we dip down before we curl back up. So Astrotech Board approved strategic initiative focused on lunar resource development, autonomous lunar institutional or industrial infrastructure, and future moon-based advanced computing.
What's the point?
So I would say the catalyst is probably piggybacking a little bit on SpaceX, but that doesn't mean it's going to work super well or hold up super well. So very minimal revenue, a lot of expense, lots of operations. How much cash do they have? So cash and short-term investments. So now let's go back and see if we have a shelf registration. We do. It was filed in January. Guessing the right to raise $30 million by selling shares. So now let's check the cost to borrow on this. So in my platform right here, I can do a short locate, and I can locate shares and see how expensive it is. So I'm just going to do a short request on ASTC and see what the price is. Is it cheap or is it expensive? So technically that was another 1 minute micro pullback, although I was a little hesitant about it.
He's not to work. It's been out.
Cost to borrow is between 5 and 12 cents a share right now. So it's a little expensive.
worst, 18 months.
Our current high day is 644. Just checking the short interest ASTC. Short interest shows only 3%. Cost of borrow is up 166%. Utilization's 11%. So it's not, from a technical perspective, showing that it's a short squeeze, but the longer it holds up and doesn't roll over, there may be more opportunities. So the question is, where's support and where's will be the next breakout spot? So obviously a trade through the high day is aggressive. There's more risk on that. We're up 155%, which means it's our third leading gainer. I'm going to take a little starter here for just a quick squeeze through the $half, and then new order goes up at the highs. So one of the things I try to do is I try to pay myself a little bit when I get a profit and then add back. So I took half off the table. Now we've got a seller that came out at 39. I can see the seller, by the way, on the level 2. So if you're not using level 2 market data, you're really at a disadvantage. Because I can see when big sellers pop up. You'll see them, like a 30,000 share seller. It'll show 300, but you'll see when those sellers pop up. So the top of that candle went all the way up towards 7, but then pulled back. So it's that seller there at 37 for 40. That's what I was looking at. So I'm going to move this back to my other monitor. You've got to subscribe to your own market data subscription. We're watching down here, but
To know, the mission says be able to execute leading to aircraft. This event that and you're not stressed and nervous. Your shot is the play is going to the huddle, which and they go. They call them a lot longer to get this. Now they're not actually missile aircraft.
actually for another dip, but it's 5:40 in the morning. They've been trading and up since about 3:30. The sun is rising in the background.
That should put me up for the month. And we're almost over the month.
So ASTC, that's also a great
We only got 2 days
example of
left.
a stock with breaking news, right? We got breaking news on it. Is it the most exciting move I've ever seen? No, it's not, but it's not bad. That's a decent move. We've got some decent volume on it.
We first got married. One thing I never tried to do was be like that. Because that's just.
I also want to remind everyone that our Memorial Day sales are ending tonight at midnight. And then that'll be the end of the special discounts that we have on our Warrior Starter and our Warrior Pro memberships.
My model. Remember the
STC right now. So the 5-minute chart is pretty extended with that big candle that pushed up. So right now I'm just going to sit tight and wait a second. Grab some sunscreen.
Clustered them all together. AIB. Possibly Traw again. AIB blockchain digital infrastructure. ASTC rocked.
Okay, so it looks like we've got another rally back up. So I usually approach the second rally being a little bit cautious, but what a nice pop through 7. So no second trade on that just yet. Our new high day is 774. I had my hand kind of on the buy button, but I hesitated. I had just sat back down, so I kind of missed that. Just the way it goes sometimes. Just looking at daily resistance levels. Hopefully some of you guys got that trade without me. If I hadn't gotten up to get sunscreen, I would have gotten it. So my pale complexion. And then that's a little rejection up at the top.
$774 double top.
This is the first house. Nothing to like pretty crazy, but making
So our next opportunities for news, realistically, for like a new stock would be 9 a.m. You know, again, there's that 30,000 share seller that's coming out, kind of pushing it back down.
So the break is 721.
There it goes.
727.
Because of that.
Let's see where we're at with thumbs up here on YouTube. I had mentioned that all of today's profits are getting donated to charity. To the Navajo Nation here. I'm just outside the reservation right now, but so I'm gonna donate $38,957 today, which is my trading profits, and then you guys who are hitting the thumbs up, those are all to $1 for every thumbs up. So I hope you guys are enjoying this broadcast. My goal is, while I'm streaming, to give you market commentary and share with you my insights. You know, really the way I look at trading, which is, you know, through my own lens. I've got a particular strategy that I trade. So it may not be for everyone, but you know, it works well for me.
Breakout.
Wasn't my intention.
It always fucking damn near false breakout in these weak ass markets. What did it hit a high at 735?
So we're on another pullback here. I sort of like the idea. I'm going to do a little dip down here off of support. I just want to see if this can curl back through 35 to 40. So I've got my starter at 712. Now watching over 735. But see how you have that seller that pushes it down? So what I was trying to do here is figure out if this is the base, if this is support. If it reclaims 7, I think that's a good thing. So now watching 725. So 716, 726. I'm going to unwind it. You know, I might have the right idea. I might just be a little early. Seems like it's struggling a little bit right there. So went red on that by about 2,500. Came back up, got out about break even. What I was looking at is that it feels like it's basing out under right above 7.
I think you're early.
7. Yeah, should I be watching this to pull away a little bit more?
That'll be briefing. So by
680s. The hold. 683. That's it. Oh, and it broke.
Looking where the enemy is. Creating.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I was just saying we're at about 2,300 thumbs up on YouTube. So thank you guys who have hit that thumbs up.
Missile that has be handled increases. You said.
So, at the moment, this feels like it's kind of rolling over. The MACD is curling negative. I don't know if we're going to get more on this. That might be it for right now. And that would be fine if that's the case. You see how the MACD's gone negative, dipping back down.
$108. What am I up on the month, dude? We are going into calendar.
We're coming up to about 1 hour on the broadcast. My plan was to stream for about an hour this morning between 8 and 9 Eastern Standard Time for YouTube. I start earlier and stream longer for members of Warrior Training, but I thought I'd give you guys a little taste of what it's like here. At this point, what we would need for another trade would be either ASTC to squeeze through the highs, or a completely fresh stock to pop up. We've definitely had some good momentum this morning, so it's not impossible that something else could pop up at 9 a.m., but I'm not totally sure the likelihood of that. Reminder for those of you guys tuning in, you've got to manage your risk on these. These are all highly volatile. They can go up very quickly, they can drop back down very quickly. It's very easy to get on the wrong side of them. I'm on the wrong side of them at TS this morning.
ISPC.
So ISPC hitting a scanner there. You see how that pops up. This is a healthcare company. I don't see any fresh catalyst on it right now. So for the moment, just sitting tight. Sometimes you'll have stocks like this that pop up, and when the market's kind of warm or a little hotter, traders will sometimes jump on anything moving. But I try to be a little careful about that. The type of trading I do is called momentum trading, and I'm basically getting in and out very quickly. I'm looking for quick breakouts. I like to buy dips, but I also buy breakouts. I'll buy stocks literally at high day and look to take profit, if they have 10, 15 cents higher. So, when I'm trading, and those of you guys who go to the classes, you learn that as soon as I'm in, I'm also looking for my exit. These are very fast trades. Some of them I'll hold longer, but a lot of them, if I enter at the right spot, it should work almost immediately.
Yes.
So as of right now, at 39,400 in money raised for the Navajo Nation, donating to hospitals that service people on the reservation, and to an organization that's working on expanding access to clean drinking water. Now, you guys who hit the thumbs up are now at 2,800 thumbs up. So each of those is going to add an extra $1 to how much I donate. So that'll put us at about $42,000 here this morning. mentioned earlier, I have a goal this year of donating to the Children's Hospital in every state in the country. And I'm at about 21 states right now. I've got a few more to go. But donated to hospitals here on this trip, which I thought were important.
It is definitely lagging, dude.
So let's see, we got Sage Memorial Navajo Hospital. That's for Arizona. Colorado Children's Hospital in Aurora. Connecticut Children's. Morris Children's in Delaware. Shriners Children's in Florida. Already donated to those. Maine Health, Barbara Bush Children's in Portland, Maine. John Hopkins Children's in Baltimore. Boston Children's, Boston. Dartmouth Children's in Lebanon, New Hampshire. Bristol Myers Squibb Children's in New Jersey. Northern Navajo Medical in New Mexico. Morgan Stanley Children's in New York. North Dakota Stanford Children's Hospital, Fargo. Nationwide Children's in Columbus, Ohio. Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Rhode Island Hasbro Children's Hospital. St. Jude's Children's Hospital in Tennessee. Texas Children's Hospital.
Utah
Navajo Health Systems. UVM Children's Hospital in Vermont. The Hospital of the King's Daughters in Virginia. And
I see that.
WVU Medicine Children's Hospital in Morgantown, West Virginia. Those are the 22 that I've donated to as of today.
UCAR.
So throughout the year, we'll continue to, each week. And I figured one a week, $5,000 a week, $250,000 this year, more or less. Some have donated a little bit more, but we'll get there by the end of the year. This is just the initiative here for this year, but at this point, I donated millions of dollars to charity. I'm grateful for the success I've had, and I look to be able to pay it forward. I think it's great to be able to take a little money off Wall Street and give it back to people who would not otherwise be able to get it. Now, ASTC here, as this curls back up, this could present a trap. I could be wrong, but the MACD is negative, the volume is declined. It's tempting to get in here, but I think I'm going to hold off on that. So now that it's 9:01, the opportunity for another headline to come out at 9 has pretty much come and gone. I mean, usually if you have breaking news, the stock will pop up immediately. So since that hasn't happened here at 9, I'm thinking if they're not going to have another catalyst, which means trading for the rest of the open, or for the rest of the pre-market session and into the open, will just be based on what we currently have as our leading gainers. ASTC, a couple penny stocks, AMSS, but that's pulled back too much. So some people will continue to fight it out on ASTC, and it might grind higher. Maybe shorts get trapped, and it does end up pulling away. Hard to say for me. I usually find that the clean price action is typically right after the breaking news comes out, which is why I start trading earlier. I start at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That way I can be here when the news actually does come out, rather than sitting down at 9:30. Even though the market opens at 9:30, pre-market begins actually as early as 4 a.m. But most brokers don't allow trading before 7. So now, as I mentioned already a couple times, I'm going to be starting a new small account challenge next week, resetting my account to $2,000 and using a U.S. broker, which will be allowed because the pattern day trader rule is going away as of June 4th. So if you haven't already
ASTC.
thought about that, consider. So I am watching this up here. This is risky. I will tell you, this is a riskier position if I take it. But just watching to see if this squeezes through. Now, because the MACD is negative, that's going against this trade. It's decent volume there. So see, it pushes up, but only for a second. Now, are we going to see any big sellers come out, or might we see a big buyer? If I saw a big buyer, that would get me a little excited. We've seen big sellers on this. And we already looked at the financials on this earlier. We saw they have a shelf registration, which gives them the right to raise more money. It's a little unusual to have this kind of curl while the MACD is negative.
Not negative.
So I give it a chance to fail. Let it fail and then let it prove itself. You see that little shooting star candle with the topping tail? I don't really like that.
It was negative on everything. Why is it showing positive here?
So since we're sort of coming, closer and closer to the opening bell, I also do think about my risk and not wanting, to give back too much profit. Because if I do, I might not have a chance of recouping that loss. I really wish the MACD was positive. I'd feel much better about it. So about 25 minutes to the opening bell. We're now at 3,100 thumbs up here on YouTube. So that will put us up at $43,000 that I'll donate today. So it seems like there's a seller kind of pushing it back down, and we don't know what that seller's doing. We don't know if that seller is tied in with a company and they're selling shares to raise money, or if that seller is an insider. It's a short seller. We don't really know, but we do see the presence of a large seller, and yet the stock is up 191%. I wowould say one of the biggest lessons in trading is to know when to take your profit. I look at this 5-minute chart and I see topping tails. I see that it squeezes up, but then you get that upper candle wick right there, right there, right there. Following the upper candle wicks, we get a pullback. Look, this might work later, but I think the cleanest trades, we're kind of right in this area. And now with the MACD having gone negative, I think I'm going to take the money off the table and be grateful for it. This is some really great money raised for charity today. This is a good day. So, the practice of knowing when to walk away without feeling regret and FOMO that you've missed additional potential profit. Whenever if I look at this later and it does go to 10 or 15, I'll think, I coulda, woulda, shoulda. That's the natural temptation. But I have to remind myself that it's not always as easy as it might look on the chart. The chart might be big green candles, but in reality, you might have had big spreads, you might have had that big seller. There's a million other things that could have gotten in the way. You could have actually managed to lose on it in spite of a big move. I certainly have before. And, you know, in fact, I'm red on MNTS, which is a stock that also is up today. So today's not a perfect day, but it's a good day.
That's true.
This is my routine.